we will discuss some devices which is used for size reduction of agricultural product. Okay, so mainly we have three types of the devices: the hammer mill, attrition mill, and crusher. So at this level we will just introduce these different reducing devices, its working principle, and the different parts and its advantages and disadvantages. And remember, these three are the reducing devices which is mainly used for the dry products, for example different types of grains and nuts. Okay, so we will just introduce these devices. So the first one is the hammer mill. Okay, here you can see that it has simple construction and a number of hammers are attached with a shaft which will be rotated at certain revolution per minute with the help of belt or chain attached with motor. Okay, so some electric power will be applied into motor, and the motor will start rotation of the shaft to which the hammers are attached. Okay, and the product which you want to reduce, it will be put it here, and see that product will be heated by a number of time by these hammers, and at the lower portion of this casing here a screen or sieve is attached so that the reduced particle may pass from it. Okay, so it is just a simple construction, and here you can also see that this is the initial product and these are the hammers, okay, which is rotated with the help of motor, and the product is entering into these hammer portion and heated by these hammer. And here you can see that we have these opening, we have a type of sieve, a type of screen, and the particle, the product which is reduced into a specified size, it will be passed through this screen, and here you can see that this is the reduced product. Okay, so hammer mill is used for variety of sizes reduction or grinding. It is used for feed preparation and pulverizing the limestone. Okay, sometimes we have large size of stone and we want to reduce its size, so again the hammer mill can also be used for that pulverization. Okay, mean converting large size of stone into small particles, that is pulverization. And one is the grinding. For example, we are converting the we can say the grain type of particle, a product, into powder form. Okay, that is used for grinding up commercial fertilizer and also used for different industrial applications. Simply we can say that hammer mill is used for grinding and pulverization, in which we can reduce the size of the large size of particle into small sizes. Okay, and it is a simple construction. Here you can see that a hammer mill consists of rotating beater. Okay, this is called the rotating beater, in which a number of hammers are attached, series of hammers are attached. Okay, heavy perforated screen at the lower portion. Here some screens are attached, perforated screens, so that the reduced product may pass easily. Okay, shaft, the which is used for rotating the hammers, and the casing or the housing. Okay, these are the this is the construction of the hammer mill. And working, see, the material is introduced into the housing, and the beater, which consists of hammer that is turning at a 1500 to 4000 revolution per minute, which beat the material, which hit the material. Okay, and see, the product will be heated until it pass through the screen. So that is the requirement, that how much you are reducing the size of the product, how much you are reducing the product into required size, so the size of that size, the screen will be attached here. And now here you can see that the product will be heated until it pass through that screen. Okay, and see the revolution of that hammers or that rotating beater, that is from 1500 to 4000 revolution per minute. And fineness is controlled by size of holes in screen, revolution per minute, and rate of feed. Remember, these are the three parameters through which we can control the fineness. Okay, suppose if you have required fine product, okay, fine reduced product, then the screen size will be reduced, revolution per minute will be increased, rate of feeding will be decreased so that the product is heated too many times. Okay. The hammer mill is assumed to reduce the size by impact between the material and the hammer. Okay, here you can see that when the product is introduced in this casing and the hammer is rotating, so it will hit the product. It will apply some impact force on the product, and due to that impact force, the product will be crushed. The speed of hammer produce kinetic energy that is dissipated on the material. Okay, see, the hammer is rotating, that beater is rotating, so actually it will have some kinetic energy, and that kinetic energy will be applied on the material, which will disintegrate the product. Okay, and the product will pass from screen, and after disintegration the material passed through screen, it is removed by shovel or auger or chain elevator. Okay, here you can see that when the size of the product is reduced, it will pass from the screen, and here you can collect it, or here a type of belt is designed so that the product may be moved for another processing operation. Okay. Advantages of hammer mill: it has simple construction. Okay, just a series of hammers are attached with shaft, and the shaft is rotated by motors, and just it has some casing or housing. Okay, versatility mean it can be used for a number of operation, per limestone, per fertilizer, per reduction of size of granular material. Okay. Freedom from significant damage due to foreign material. See, sometime with the agricultural product, if there is some stone or if there is some clay particles, large size of clods are there, so the hammer mill will not be affected from that things. Okay. Freedom from damage when operating empty. Suppose if the feeding is finished. Okay, suppose if you are not regularly looking into the hammer mill, and for example the product which you have applied for the size reduction, suppose that is finished, then the hammer mill will start to operate at an empty position. So again it will be not damaged if it is operating at empty position. Hammer wear does not reduce efficiency. Okay, mean with respect to the use, sometimes the equipment or tool is weared and teared out, which affect the efficiency, but the efficiency of the hammer mill will not be affected due to the wearing and tearing of the hammers. What are the disadvantages? It has inability to produce uniform grinding. See, mean the product of which size is reduced, it will be of irregular size, mean the reduced particle will be not of uniform size, not of uniform shape. So that is the disadvantage of the hammer mill, that it is reducing the product. Okay, but the size of the reduced particle is not uniform, and also high power is required because a number of hammers are attached with the shaft, and it is applying impact load on the individual particle, so some high power is required. Also it has high initial cost or installation cost. Okay, so these are the advantages and disadvantages of the hammer mill. Second reducing devices, that is called the Attrition Mill, that is called the Burr Mill, also that is called the Plate Mill, that is also called the Shear Mill. Just look into the construction. See, the product is introduced here. Okay, and then this plate is closed over here, and the product come here. Okay, and due to the rotation of this plate with the help of a shaft which is attached with a motor, the product in between these two plates are grinded, that is milled. Okay, so the size of the product is reduced, and simplest example is suppose if you are converting wheat into flour. Okay, so just introduced wheat through this input point, it will come in between these two plates, just close this plate and on it. Okay, so with the help of the shaft, these two plates will rotate with respect to each other, and the product in between these two plates, it will be crushed down, it will be melted down. Okay, so it used for crushing, shearing and breaking of small rocks, commercial preparation of feed and product. Most importantly, suppose if you have to reduce the size of particle into the powder form, okay, then this attrition mill is used. See, it has just two rough plates. Okay, one is this plate and second one is this plate. okay, and fluids through which you are entering the product and through which the reduced product will be outed, and the shaft through which these two plates are rotated. Here you can see that a motor is attached and a belt or chain is used for rotation of these two plates. Okay, so the product is introduced, and the once you on the motor, so the product in between these two material will be melt down. Okay, sometimes these two plates either both are rotating or one is stationary and another one is rotating. Okay, see, the material is fed between the plates and is reduced by crushing and shearing. Okay, if the material is fed slowly, so the fluids are not filled, reduction is probably made by shear. Remember, see, suppose if you are introducing the product, so if such amount of product is entered in between these two plates so that the casing may not be completely filled, then the reduction will be due to the shearing. And if the too much product is introduced in the casing in between these two plates so that it is completely filled, then the size reduction will be due to the crushing. Okay, crushing and shear both will be involved then if the casing is completely filled. Overfeeding reduce the effectiveness of the grinder and excessive heating result. Remember, suppose if you completely filled the casing between the two plates, then see, due to the reduction of the size, heat is generated, so it can affect the performance, it can affect the efficiency of the grinder. Okay, so remember, this is a type of limitation, yeah, this is a type of we can say recommendation, that the casing between the two plates will be not completely filled, and it can operate up to 1200 revolution per minute. The fineness will be controlled by plates and spacing. Okay, suppose if you are reducing the size of the product, so the fineness of the reduced product, the powderness of the reduced product will be depend on the roughness of the plate and the we can say that in the spacing between the two plates. Okay, the spacing screw is spring loaded so that the space will increase in case of an overloaded. Okay, see, in between the two plates here some spring is attached to one plates. Suppose if you have entered, if large particle is entered, if the casing is overloaded, then due to this spring the space between the two plates become wide. Okay, and then it cannot damage or it cannot affect the efficiency of the grinder. Okay, advantage of the attrition mill: the design and construction are more precise. Okay, design and construction of the attrition mill are precise, are accurate, or we can say that are more attractive. Sometimes that are constructed from steel, okay, for better efficiency. Again, as compared to the hammer mill, it has low initial cost. Also because its weight is less, the mill weight, the attrition mill weight is less as compared to the hammer mill. Okay, product may be relatively uniform. See, that is the advantages of the attrition mill over the hammer mill, because hammer mill cannot produce the uniform product. Okay, and the attrition mill may produce the uniform product, the size of the reduced product will be uniform. Power requirement will be low as compared to the hammer mill, but remember its capacity is less. Hammer mill can reduce the product more than the product reduced by the hammer mill in same time period. Okay, but the power requirement is low. Disadvantages is foreign material may cause the breakage. Remember, suppose if there is some clay particle or sand particle or some stone occurred in the agricultural product, then it can cause breakage into the attrition mill. Operating empty may cause excessive wearing. Okay, suppose if the feeding is finished and suppose the attrition mill is operating empty, then it can cause excessive wearing into the inside into the plates, and it can affect the efficiency and effectiveness of the attrition mill. Okay, and also if that burrs or if that plates or if the inside surfaces of the plates are weared out, then it will have poor result. Its efficiency will be badly affected. Okay. Third type of the reducing devices is crusher. Here you can see that. Okay, simply suppose if you introduce the product here, okay, and due to the crushing mechanism its size will be reduced. Okay, reduce the material by pressing or squeezing. And again, simplest if you people have seen conversion of meat into mince. Okay, okay, कीमा का जो मशीन है जो मीट को कन्वर्ट करते हैं ना कीमा में, so that is called the crusher, and it helps it reducing the size by pressing or squeezing. Also extracting juice from sugar cane. Okay, lime and other stone initially crushed, extracting juice from fruits by squeezing. Agricultural application of crusher is important but not extensive. Okay, see, there are different type of the crusher. Jaw crusher, that is also called the gyratory crusher. ये चीप होता है, स्लो है, मीन कम टाइम में जो है ज़्यादा टाइम में कम प्रोडक्ट को क्रश्ड करते हैं, एंड इट इज़ मोस्टली यूज फॉर स्मॉल ऑपरेशन. कोन क्रशर है, इट इज़ हाई कैपेसिटी एंड स्मूथ ऑपरेशन. एंड रूलर क्रशर. Okay, here you can see that the different types of the crushers. See, it can reduce the size, mean when the particle is coming here, so it will apply some force on it and it will crush the product. Okay, these are the this one is the ruler crusher. Here you can see that, see, two types of rulers are attached. Okay, and see, this one is rotating suppose in anti-clockwise direction and it will be rotated in clockwise direction, and the particles, the product will be introduced in between these two rulers, and here you can see that the reduced particle, the reduced product will be come out from that. Okay, this one is called the cone crusher. Here you can see that it is a type of cone. Okay, and the product is introduced here, and the cone is rotating in suppose in clockwise direction with the help of shafts attached to the motor, and the product will be reduced. And these two are the jaw crusher. Okay, mean these two jaws are attached, and see the product is coming and it hitting it crushing it. Okay, the construction is just, you can see that shaft will be attached for the rotation purposes. One will be the cone or casing and the crusher. Here you can see that this one, that is the shaft, this one is the casing, and inside that is the crusher. Okay, attrition mill are frequently combined with a single ruler crusher so that large material will be crushed. See, remember, this crusher are sometimes used as a primary reducing device. Okay, the large size product are sometimes reduced by crusher, and then it is reduced by attrition mill or hammer mill. Lime and other stone are given an initial reduction by jaw crusher. Okay, see, the attrition mill, the feeding of the attrition mill, actually small size of particle will be feeded. Okay, so if we have large size of stone and limes, so initially it is crushed by jaw crusher so that to reduce it into small pieces, and then furtherly to reduce it in to powder form, then the we can say the attrition mill or the hammer mill will be used for their purposes. Okay, advantages of crusher, see, that is durable. Okay, mean lifetime is more, little attention in operation. Suppose if you have started the size reduction with the help of the crusher, so then no attention is required. Suppose if, for example, if the feeding is finished, then if it is operating it is in empty environment, then it will be not affected. Uniform grinding, again the size of the reduced particles will be uniform. Best for coarser reduction, remember it is used for large sizes of particle that initially it is converted into small pieces, and then if furtherly you want to convert it into powder form, then the attrition mill or hammer mill will be used. The disadvantages are cost is high, okay, from the Burr mill or attrition mill, but less than the hammer mill. Okay, mean the cost of the crusher is in between the hammer mill and the attrition mill. Also more power is required for operation. Okay, so these are the three main reducing devices which is used for reducing the sizes of the dry products, mainly dry product, remember. Okay.